So with video games today, this game that I'm about to bring up is already being nominated for the worst game of the year. And we still have half a year to go to see if that sticks. But Mindseye, what all have you heard about Mindseye?
I heard that game is so damn glitchy to the point where it's like it's unplayable, and it's like it has so much hype behind it that it was supposed to be the next GTA.
Yeah,
and it came out like glitchier than Cyberpunk did when it first released.
It's not even that, man. It's worse. It's way worse than just glitching problems. Way worse. You know why it was called the next GTA? Do you understand the reasoning behind that?
I really didn't look too deep into it. I just seen that a lot of shooting and a lot of driving with the cars, and it looked open world.
So there was a person who used to work at Rockstar. Leslie is her name. Or
I know Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie. Yeah, so he worked on the original Grand Theft Autos, including GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. He's worked on all of them, and he had a big part in GTA 5. But he quit to go do his own thing, and he wanted to make something similar to GTA, and that's where Mindseye came from. And when people found out the head developer of this game was a previous Rockstar developer who's worked on all of the GTA games, including Red Dead Redemptions, the Red Dead games, he's worked on them too. Yeah, it had a lot of hype behind it because of that. No, not only did the game release glitchy and buggy, but it's pretty much brain dead. Even when it works fine, it's brain dead. NPCs are brain dead. There's no police system. You can basically do whatever you want. You won't suffer no consequences. You can aim your guns at people. They won't react. The NPCs are brain dead. They have zero reaction to anything that you're doing. The driving is okay in the game, driving wise, but that has its own buggy mess. The gunplay is being compared to the original GTA games, and not GTA 5. It's being compared to GTA San Andreas.
That's crazy. That's like 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things in this game that games have been doing for 20 plus years already, and this game doesn't have it. Mindseye is a colossal failure. So much of a failure, Sony doesn't like doing this. I think they've only done it twice throughout their history with PlayStation, but this is the third time, if they've done it twice already. This is the third time they have offered full refunds for players who bought Mindseye on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, and right now, this is the worst review game of 2025.
Yeah, it's nominated to be the worst game of the year. But again, we still have 6 months left to go. We'll find out if it stays that way. But as of right now, Mindseye is the worst game of the year.
That is crazy. And they did a crazy job on this trailer too.
Yeah.
A great job on it. If you're looking at the trailer without looking at the reviews, it'll make you want to buy that motherfucker right now.
It looked like it was going to be promising, but the story is stupid generic. The gunplay is 20 years dated. It's buggy as shit. The NPCs alone are dumber than GTA 3's NPCs by a long shot. And that came out, I think, in 2002, or it was either late 2001. I think it came out the same year as 9/11. I want to say it did because the GTA 3 got delayed because of 9/11, because the game takes place in New York or Liberty City, so they had to cut some missions or dialogue and other things out of GTA 3 after 9/11, so it got delayed. So I think it came out the same year, if not very early 2022. I don't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, GTA 3 is better than Mindseye in every aspect, and that's crazy.
I'm gonna put it past it, man. This goes to show, like with these games, man, it's getting rushed.
Modern gaming
Yeah,
That's
this
what it
modern
is.
gaming is. That's why everybody say gaming is dead.
Well,
I'm not talking about the ones that only play 2 games. That's Madden's and 2Ks. I'm talking about the people that actually have like a lot of, play a lot of games, genres and games and all that stuff.
Speaking of the people that only play 2 games, like in NBA 2K or Madden, even they came out after Mindseye. A couple of them did. So y'all want to sit there and say that gaming is better now than back then, and they went through this huge list and talking about back then. You could just tell if a game was good or not, because today you're having to like search for this great fish in a pond full of little fish to find the best one, and it's impossible to find. And even with these Madden players and 2K players, they were like, even back then, you saying I only play Madden or 2K? No, back then we had NBA Jam, we had all these other type of NBAs, or remember
NBA
NFL
Live.
Blitz, or all these other variations of the NFL and NBA that has been watered down to just one type of NBA or one type of football game. When back then there was like 10, 20 different types on how you could play this game.
That's crazy.
It's wild. So no, like this generation, and I know we talked about it before the last time we did a gaming episode, but this generation just will not fully get to understand or appreciate what the golden age of gaming used to be. We lived it. We know, and we're never gonna get that back. Well, not in the AAA sense. AAA games are dying, but AA games and indie games are on the rise. And
they on the rise for sure.
More people are playing indie and AA games than they are AAA games in today's time.
Yeah, because even though they're simple games, it's so simple. It's fun because it's not buggy. If it is, the developers are on it that same day. You getting updates every 5 seconds to fix the game because they care about it.
Yeah.
Games like Mindseye, you could tell that they rushed the game. You could tell that, they really wasn't. It was pushing the GTA aspect. They wasn't pushing what they needed to push.
Because when Cyberpunk 2077 come out, and I still have PTSD from it. Man, when you compare Mindseye to day one release Cyberpunk 2077 might as well have been a masterpiece compared to Mindseye at release. Like Cyberpunk 2077, and that was another game that Sony offered refunds on, and it was removed off the PlayStation Store altogether for a while there.
I remember that. Yeah.
So even though it came out a buggy mess, when it worked, it was fan-fucking-tastic. Great game when it worked. You can't say that about Mindseye. I've seen people playing it, streaming it, even with Moist Critical. I was watching him play it on his stream, and there were a decent amount of parts that he was playing through, and the game was perfectly fine. No bugs, no glitches, but it was just so awful. It was so bad watching just a normal gameplay when it actually worked. It sucked.
It's just crazy, man. Like you say, our kids' generation would never experience. Well, they will, because we'll let them play this game.
Oh, my son's playing my original Xbox right now in the living room.
Yeah, so our kids will, but our kids' generation, man, they'll never experience like what we experience. We experienced some really, really games that developers really cared about. Didn't rush. It wasn't microtransactions. It was just pure love of doing those type of things. I feel like a lot of developers lost the love to do it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say developers purely. I would say the publishers, like Activision, EA, Ubisoft, them.
That's true.
Because the reason why I'm a hardcore believer of it, why AAA gaming fell as hard as it did, was because of live service games. That's where it started. Yeah, they were adding DLC, and they kind of had some like battle pass system back in the day as well. Near the late Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 times, going into Xbox One and PlayStation 4, they started introducing that stuff. Nobody's never going to forget, at least our generation will never forget, when DLC really became a problem with horse armor for Oblivion. When that came out, that was funny as shit. It's funny as shit now, but back then, man, that was so fucking dumb. But regardless, live service has really killed the AAA industry, because back then, when a game released, developers only had one shot to get it right. Because once that game released, that's it. There is no updating it or patching it later. The game is out. It's either going to be trash or it's going to be good. There is no in between. So in today's time, like, live service is a great, fantastic, wonderful idea and tool for developers to be able to go in, fix some problems, update their game when something does pop up. It's a good second chance button in the sense of what I'm trying to make it out to be. However, these publishers push out these live service games in a broken state on purpose and use the excuse, well, we can patch it and update it and fix it later mentality, but the game is not even complete and ready to release by itself. If they were to go back on the sense of the game has to release, they need to have the mentality of first impressions matter. They've done lost that. That doesn't exist in the AAA industry anymore. So if they go back to the idea of first impressions matter, and release a full working game first, and then work on fixes and patches later with live service, because some bugs and some glitches are going to get through. Every game, even back then, all the good games back then had bugs and glitches in them. Not many, but a few here and there. They can fix that. Just release a fully fledged 100% completed game first, then fix it later. If you find a small glitch or find a small bug that's causing a little bit of an issue, not a broken mess of a fucking game that makes it almost unplayable, and then we have to sit here and wait 2-3 months for y'all to fix it, and I done wasted my money on a game that I thought I was buying, but instead I was buying a preview.
Yep, pretty much. I asked AI specifically, is gaming dying? It said no, gaming isn't dying, but it's changing. And it said, what if it feels like death because the over saturation, too many low effort games, mobile cash grabs, and early access scams, AAA fatigue, big studios pumping out broken, recycled, and microtransactions heavy titles. Layoffs, despite record profit, major companies are laying off devs, making the industry feel unstable. Live service burnout. People are tired of grinding battle passes and endless FOMO. They said, but here's why it's still alive and evolving. Indie games are thriving. Small devs are killing it with passion projects like Hades, Dave the Diver, Power World. That is true. Those are good games.
And Ready or PC, Not is also a AA indie game.
Sure is. It is. And even though it was mouse and keyboard at first, it still was a fun game. It was just a hard game.
Yeah.
They say PC and retro gaming are huge. Emulation, mods, old school gems are more loved than ever. Streaming and esports, millions are still tuned in daily on Twitch, YouTube, competitive leagues. VR, AR, and cloud gaming, the tech is growing even if slow. It's not dead, just in an awkward teenage phase.
Yep.
Global player base, billions still play, from casual mobile games to hardcore modders. And they say gaming isn't dying, it's just shedding some old skin. And yeah, it's messy. The soul of the gaming creativity, connection, challenge is very much alive. You just have to look past the noise.
Now here's what's crazy though. This new day and age of games, they've done run out of creativity for the most part, AAA wise. Man, in the past 5 years, I have never seen so many remasters or remakes of old games. And what's even crazier is that half of those remakes and half of those remasters are worse than the original. Like, how do you fuck it up that bad?
It's crazy.
One of the greatest remakes I can think of right now would be Dead Space. Like, Dead Space is a fantastic remake and should be used as an example on how to do remakes of games.
What I think it is, man, I think it's the hardware that they keep developing and using. As in, every 5 seconds it's coming out with new hardware to make better graphics and be graphics card, make it better to use and all this stuff. I feel like that we move way too fast.
But but technology has always moved really fast. I agree, but on the opposite end, instead of hardware, I say software.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Software. Yeah, that's why I mean software and hardware.
Yeah, it's a mixture of both because it's a choice. Yeah, the hardware is getting better by every year, but it's a choice to try to hit the limits of the hardware that's coming out. That's a choice, and that's what all these big AAA industry companies try to do. They always try to push the limit as hard as they can. They're more focused on performance. Well, I wouldn't even say perform. They're more focused on graphics than anything else, and that's a problem.
Just the looks.
No, like, you don't need that. Like, graphics is cool. I like my game to look pretty. I don't mind it, but you know what? I'm going to cherish more than the graphics, the fucking gameplay.
Yep.
Make the gameplay fantastic. I don't care if it looks butt-ass ugly. Look at Schedule 1.
Yo, Schedule 1. Look at Elden Ring. Elden Ring is not an updated graphically like AAA game that everybody used to. It's not.
It's a beautiful game, but it's not pushing the hardware and the graphical settings.
Yeah, it's not. And the gameplay are great, and the graphics still look good. It looked like a PS4 graphic game to me. It don't look like a PS5 or updated PC.
But it doesn't have to be.
It don't have to be. That's why I feel like they should stick to. Me personally, I feel like they should have built off from PC standards the 3060, the hardware wise, and they should have built off the PS4 graphics, and software wise they should have built off what was the one around that time? Yeah, what it's called. Let me look it up real quick.
While you're looking that up, when it comes to this as well, like with battle passes or loot boxes, which loot boxes have been phasing out. Battle passes is the big thing that's been going on the past couple of years now. Look, back then, I mean, I understand people, the company only made their money on how many games they sold. And if this game sold well, that means it was a good game. And it really was a good game back then, if it sold well. But I understand they want to have their money in some form or fashion and blah, blah, blah. Then do what Fortnite's doing. And what I mean by that,
great job.
Yeah, do what Fortnite. Yeah, Fortnite's free to play, but I'm not saying make your game free to play. Release a full-fledged game. Any DLC that you make for the game, maps, weapons, doesn't matter. Just something DLCs, release them for free, so nobody's locked out of the content for matchmaking purposes or multiplayer purposes. Everybody can play together. And instead of battle passes, which ruins progression in games, it sucks. Halo Infinite is the best example of a battle pass ruining progression on how that works. And no loot boxes, no battle pass, just sell cosmetics. That's it.
Just cosmetics.
Just sell cosmetics. People are gonna buy them. Now Halo's a little bit different. The armor in the game. That's one thing. You can't sell armor in Halo. When it comes to Halo cosmetic wise, if you're going to sell, and that's what they do, they sell armor in Halo Infinite. And that's so fucking stupid. It's never been like that before. In Halo, the only cosmetics you should be selling in Halo are armor and weapon skins. Don't sit there and the battle pass in Halo Infinite also has locked base colors that you can unlock through the battle pass.
That's stupid.
So like you've played a little bit of Halo before, even if it's just a little. But when you go to customize your Spartan, you got so many color options to choose from. Just the base colors, but you can kind of mix and match primary and secondary color, make them a little unique, and then whatever armor you want to put on them. They got base colors locked behind a battle pass. That's fucking crazy. And no battle pass. The cosmetic for skins, for armor skins in Halo would be something like, instead of just the base colors, keep all the base colors the same. Keep it all the same. Just cosmetic, as in, like, think of it like decals that you'll put on your car, like a Naruto decal or stuff like that. And your armor has these decals on them. Sell decals cosmetic that you put on your helmet, on your chest plate, and stuff like that. Or you can sell a cosmetic of a custom color that's a unique design mixture of different colors that go over the whole Spartan instead of using base colors.
Yep.
And
out for to go back on what I was saying, that software, Unreal Engine, specifically Unreal Engine 4 from back in 2017. I felt like they should have built it off that, accomplish what they can do with that, instead of every single year or every couple of years, like, okay, we got a whole new Unreal Engine.
Yeah, because now we're on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, while we're on Unreal Engine 5 already, I feel like it still had a lot to go. But
to be fair, Unreal Engine went through 5 huge updates, I guess you could say, in over 20 years. It's still fast.
Yeah.
Because that's an update like every 4 years. So, but still, that's what's killing the AAA industry predominantly, more so than anything else. Is the mentality of live service. We can fix it later.
Yep.
Instead of just releasing a fully fledged game.
Let's go buy CDs again, guys.
Oh yeah, especially like people are testing to end this off, because it's kind of going on long, like with the Nintendo Switch 2. People are testing different ways of trying to get away around that stupid policy that Nintendo has on it. And there's been a lot of Nintendo Switch 2s that have been bricked, basically. They can no longer use them. That's retarded. That's anti-consumer. So when you buy a Switch 2, you don't own it. You bought rights of a license to be able to use it. And then when you go and what's the word I'm looking for? When you go against a license agreement, they break your whole console that you physically bought and that you physically have in your hand. You can't use it anymore. That's anti-consumer. And because of this Switch 2 situation going on, there's actually been a real big push that just started like a week or two ago of going back to all physical media instead of digital stuff. Just skip physical shit.
All physical. Take away battle passes. Leave off on this. Take away battle passes. Go back to going in stores and actually buying CDs. And take your time with games. Just take your time. I feel like Mindseye could have been a really, really great game if they would have just released it probably another year or two from now and actually developed it like how it's supposed to been, instead of rushing games.
So, and then, man, physical again, because this generation will also never get to experience a midnight release.
Yep.
I've been to 3 of them, and every time it was great and fun.
Yep, it is, man. You get excited, like it's worth it. Now, I want to do no midnight release, and I go buy this game, and it's trash. Every time it was a midnight release, you knew it was going to be a great game, and it was. They never disappointed.
You were pretty much guaranteed a good game if they were holding a midnight release for it, because not every game got the midnight release treatment. If the stores felt like it wasn't going to be that good of a game, they wouldn't hold a midnight release event for it. But if they knew it was going to be big and good, you better believe there was a midnight release scheduled.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like buying my games online.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
it's convenient, but we got to go back just a tad bit to like the old ways of doing things. You know?
Either physical copies or start sailing the high seas, one or the other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah. Well,